Hi, I'm Abby. Recently I posted some of my resin pieces onto a subreddit to just show what it is I've been doing. I'll show you the pieces that I posted. So I posted this set of coasters. So I will post a still picture as well so you don't get the reflection. I posted that. And I posted this. Again, I'll just put another still image up on screen. When I posted these, I had a few questions from people, not many but a few, asking how I had created the clouds and like the swirly effects in the coaster. And I did type out a description of what it is that I had done and the products that I used, but considering I've started making videos, I thought, why not make a video about it? Today I'm going to be trying to recreate these two pieces. These both do have embeds in them. So this has the moon there, which is a separate piece of resin which was then added into the coaster. And this, if you can see it, have dandelion seeds. The main trick to doing these swirls and clouds is one of my favourite alcohol inks, which is this one. Now this is the Pinata colour in pearls. This is gorgeous in pieces. That's what it is that creates those swirls. And to get the depth, I just pour in 2 parts. Enough talking, to the craft cave. No. Oh, I regret starting that because now I can't not do it. Scale of 1 to 10, how cringe am I?
Yeah, so I mixed my resin off screen. And now what I'm just doing is pouring a thin layer at the bottom of each of my moulds. It's not very thick, it's just so the resin reaches all the edges. And you can just see me going back in and adding a little bit more, just to try and even it out a bit. So you don't want a lot of resin. There's me just taking a cat hair, the dangers of living with 2 cats. So I then go in and just pop all of the little bubbles with my blowtorch. What I'm kind of hoping as well is with the heat that it'll start the kick-off process for the resin. It just means that we'll be able to do the next stage faster, and just manually popping a couple of bubbles there and get some hairs out. Okay, and then next we're going to add in our pearls. So for the first one, I want to try and mimic like fog, like a moon or something coming out behind fog. So I'm just putting different lines in here. As you can see, I just kind of watch the pearl and watch it move around, just so I can try and get the effects that I'm after if it doesn't do what I want it to do. So I did have a bit of difficulty with this. It's a new type of resin that I'm using, so I don't know if that was the reason. I will just go in, add more, or I will get a stick and just mix it in to try and get the pattern that I want. Don't be scared if things don't go your way like the very first time you're doing it. So you can see there that I'm just making it a bit wispy and making it a bit more look a bit more like clouds. There we go. And then this is the one that is going to be like the dreamy colour. So you can see me there in the reflection of the resin with my mask on. So with this one, we're going to do a bit of a technique where I use the iridescent glitter, so almost like the clear glitter there, to stop the spread of the pearl alcohol ink. So as you can see that I'm having a bit of issues getting the pearl out of the bottle. It is prone to blockages, I think because it is a suspension as opposed to a coloured alcohol ink. So there you can see I've just done a ring of the alcohol ink around the outside, and I'm just spreading a bit more glitter in the middle just to try and stop it spreading all the way through to the middle. I wanted a bit of clarity in the middle of the piece. And then I'm just making it a bit wispier, which then also pushes it a bit further down into the resin, so you get a bit more of a 3D effect. And then before I leave these to set for the 4 hours, I'm just sprinkling a bit of, it's classed as black glitter, but it's not really shiny, it's more of a dust. Sprinkling a bit of that into my night sky one, and then adding a bit of holographic dust to both of the pieces there. So to the night sky and to the dreamy piece. and then I left the resin to set for 4 hours. So when I come back to the resin, it's soft, but it's not running anymore. So when I tip the mould, it doesn't actually move around. So that's just the reference pieces there. I always work from a reference. If I have a reference, I always have it in front of me when I'm working on a piece, just to try and make it a bit more accurate. So there, before I start pouring, I make sure I have all my inks prepared, purely because I'm working with partially set resin. So adding freshly mixed resin to partially set resin, the partially set resin is going to kick off a reaction in the just mixed resin first. So you'll notice as well, I'm not pouring them at the same time. I'm working on this one separately, and then when I'm ready to work on the other one, I'll pour the resin in, purely because I don't know if when I pour it in, it might get set off to the point where it's then, by the time I get to it, no longer workable. So as you can see here, I'm just layering up my colours. Now the white I'm using is not the Pinata white alcohol ink, it's actually just one of the ones from the cheap set I got of inks that I bought from Amazon, because I'm not looking for a drop through effect. I'm just looking to put a bit of solidity behind some of my colours, and I found out this one actually works quite well. So you can see I'm just having to play about with the colours. This is all just to get the theme in with it, to get the night sky in. I actually love just watching alcoholics move around. I find it really therapeutic. So I just play with the piece until I'm happy with it. I've done resin for semi long enough now to kind of know what things will potentially look like on the other side, so I kind of know when to stop or when I think I need to add more because of the amount of pieces that I've poured. It's kind of something that you end up getting a feel for. So with this one, I added a couple of drops of pearl to the semi-set resin. I just wanted to see how it would react when I poured it in. And then this is me just adding in the colours, so the purple and the teal there, and just watching them mix around. I love adding pearl to alcohol ink because it makes it glittery, and one of my least favourite things about resin is that glitter tends to settle in it. Pearl doesn't really settle, so if you just wanted a glittery sheen to your resin, you could add a couple of drops of pearl into it, mix it through, and it's basically liquid glitter. I think there is actually a brand that do a liquid glitter. I don't use that, I just have the Pinata pearl, which I think kind of does the same job. But here you can just see the colours mixing and settling and moving around, and I'm just adding inks.
I've not unmoulded them yet, but I've got the final pieces here. So the first one we did is this one, so we're trying to get those swirl effects. So let's have a look. Let's pull it up close to the camera. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so you'd have those clouds. It is clumped a little bit more than I'm used to. So you do have those swirls and that kind of 3D galaxy effect, just without the embed. And obviously, if you want it to be lighter, you can add less of the pearl to it. The coaster there, which is like the galaxy, it's a bit more black than the other one. I put quite a lot of black in at the beginning. I kind of wish I'd held off on that a bit because you could see the colours, because I love the colours of this one. But that purely is just a colour thing. Now, what I did when I originally made these ones, because I knew I wanted to put an embed in, I put my pearl where I knew it wasn't going to really obstruct it, so I had a window through to the embed. Whereas with this one, I kind of just put it everywhere to get a galaxy colour on that. The next one we want to look at is this one. So this was the original. And let's have a look. Now, on the back, they actually look pretty goddamn similar. So let's have a look at this one. So, okay, cool. We used the glitter to try and stop the spread of the pearl going into the like the middle of the piece. Just kind of wanted to keep it to the outside, but then I did add more pearl on top. So this is these two side by side. So I think again, I added a bit more pearl to the to the reattempt. And pure, you can absolutely just change up how it is that you want the piece to look. These two pieces, same technique, different colour schemes, so they've got a completely different vibe about them. You've got the dark galaxy one, then you've got the light dreamy one, which I think could actually be really cute with like some embedded flowers in it. Hopefully those people that were curious will find this video helpful and useful. I think it's brilliant. I think the subreddit's brilliant for sharing things. I'm on it pretty much every day. So I'll obviously be posting this video on there as well. So if you like this video and you want to see some more, I have a couple of videos posted already. But as I have only just started, I don't have a lot of videos. I am going to be posting once a week. So if you would like to see more content, please subscribe. I am a very, very small channel with 8 subscribers at the moment. So any love there would be greatly appreciated. This has been fun. Bye. Oh, she a lady.